Owen Schroyer here, joined by Margaret Howell, and today one of the stories that we were covering on the Alex Jones Show and at Infowars.com was, of course, Quantcast blacklisting Infowars as fake news. We have pop-ups with certain downloads you can bring on to your browser that will warn you when you go to Infowars.com and other sites that it is fake news. This was an app developed that will target us based on a list that comes from a liberal professor out of Massachusetts, or out of Merrimack College, actually, who I tried to reach out to her today, and she's tough to reach.
Melissa or Misha.
Mish is what it is. Zimdars, Professor Zimdars. I tried to reach out to her today, could not get through. She's hard to reach. Her tweets are protected. You can't see those. But she made this list, and now we're on it as fake news. So we're going to continue to follow that. I'm trying to reach out to that professor to see if she'll tell us what we do exactly that's fake.
Don't you think
or perhaps I'm fake. No, I'm actually
here. We work really
here.
hard for fake news. Let me just tell you, we spend hours upon hours researching, quote, fake news.
Well, we'll see if they want to comment on why we're on a list of fake news, but unable to get a hold of Professor Zimdars, who made the list. But now it's being admitted. Now, this is a funny story out of BuzzFeed. Viral fake election news outperformed real news on Facebook in final months of U.S. elections. So basically what this is they're admitting that we are winning. Thank you for admitting that we are winning. The top performing fake election news stories, Infowars, on Facebook generated more engagement than top stories from major news outlets such as New York Times, Washington Post, HuffPost, NBC News, and others. Oh, wow, really? People don't want to go to NBC News that had Brian Williams on the air lying about what happened when he was apparently, I guess, under fire, was it? What story did he make up, Margaret?
You know, that didn't seem to hurt his career at all. Because
well, he's on MSNBC now, so that's good for him.
Good for him. Look, the BuzzFeed people aren't even good enough to be on the their own, legitimate news site when they're quoting legitimate news.
Well, they are on the front page of Quantcast.com, who apparently blacklists us because we're fake news. But this comes from Brendan Nyhan, a political science professor at Dartmouth. I'm troubled that Facebook is doing so little to combat fake news. They want to shut us down? Even if they did not swing the election, the evidence is clear that bogus stories have incredible reach on the network. Facebook should be fighting misinformation, not amplifying it. BuzzFeed is getting beaten by Infowars, and we don't know what to do. But here's the thing about me. First of all, this
Are you crying over there, really? What was that?
Liberal tears here. No, but this is, first of all, this is very anti-First Amendment. I never call for them to be shut down.
I'm sure you do. No, we do. No, we do. We do.
Well, I don't. I just confront them head on with facts and knowledge and political discourse and debate. But they won't have. See, but here's the thing, though. They're not going to have me on CNN or NBC. They can't afford that.
Right.
Because that'll shatter their matrix.
Does anybody watch CNN anymore? Unless you're like walking through an airport and you're forced to?
The Alex Jones 52-hour coverage when they announced that Trump won has over 1 million views. I doubt anyone from CNN has 1 million views announcing that Donald Trump won.
That's true. So we have a lot, and we've got this up too, and we need to point this out because this really, you like this. I personally, Mr. Brown, might put you on a slander.
Well, Jennings Brown from New York Mag wrote this story.
Handle, or should we do the story first?
Infowars Alex Jones, king of all trolls, relishes this moment. Now, they call us a team of crackpot reporters in this story, and this actually has Maggie very, very upset.
Well, only because, he's linked to our Twitter account. First of all, no direct quotes in here. It's all rifting. And then you come down and he's listed all of us and in a very defamatory way. And he says that we provide relief for when Alex is speaking. And then he links, you like it.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
This guy, I never heard of him before in terms of a journalistic standard.
Well, here's the difference. I've never heard of Quantcast. I've never heard of any of these people. This is probably just a desperate plea for attention as much as anything else.
You got us talking about you.
Exactly. Yeah. So congratulations, you successfully trolled me. But here's the thing for me. Oh, there's Jennings Brown.
1683.
The Bernie Sanders Illuminati
2009
background there. I don't know what that is. Bernie might run in the, or at least has hinted he might run at the next presidential election. But again, here's the difference. Here's why I don't mind it, Margaret, is because I am not afraid of these people. I don't need to shut their free speech down. Okay, yes, it's propaganda. Yes, it's the misinformation. But what do? We respond to it in real time. We actually engage in political discourse. We actually want to fight the information war with ideas and thoughts and logic and philosophy. We don't, you want them shut down for obvious reasons. They're engaged in treason and misinformation.
We really love Americans here. We do. I know you do. true patriots. We love humanity. We love our fellow man. And we do this out of love and respect for you and out of love and respect for our nation. And I really don't like when some jackass, I don't know if I can say that on our.
You're being kind.
Okay. So I don't like it when, we have to be labeled as fake or idiots or, our emotional stability. Crackpot is a word. It's a coined term that's typically geared towards women with emotional issues. That's the best he has right there, talking about our marathon coverage and his team of pundits. Which one of us is a pundit versus reporter? We all work our tails off around here, bringing you up-to-date, real-time information, the most true sources we can find. In-house, we really do due diligence here. And for somebody to write something like that, and then you pull up his picture, we were talking off camera about, just the facial expressions of this guy.
Well, I don't know what we were. I'm not going to get, we don't need to talk about what kind of a person he looks like. But here's what I find funny. And this is why I tried to reach out to Professor Zimdars, who puts us on the fake news list. I just want to know, what is it I do that's fake? Okay, because all I have news stories that I have here in front of me that somebody has vetted, somebody has researched, and we're going to talk about what is actually fake news. But I mean, most of the time, I'm not even generating news. I mean, very, very, seldomly am I actually breaking some news. Our writers might do that here in the back, but usually I'm just reporting on news or government activity. So I don't understand what is fake news. What's actually going on is that our ideas, our philosophies, our logic has completely trumped theirs. It's completely defeated theirs. This election cycle is the culmination of their ultimate defeat. And so this is their response, to try to shut us down, to try to silence us, to try to name call us fake news, whatever it is. And this is their response. And I imagine it's going to continue. It looks like this is the trend now, Margaret. Right. Race-based everything to create a race war.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
fake news, and the government decides what's real.
Trump couldn't have taken this election.
Or Professor Zimdars.
Without the minority vote. People really, it is so insulting to minorities to paint them. They have to be of one political party. They couldn't possibly have had a hand in the outcome of this election. It is so physically sickening to hear the race baiting that's happening with mainstream media news reporters. And I love this article. Facebook fake news writer, I thought Donald Trump is in the White House because of me.
Well, and this is what's happening.
Okay.
This is actual fake news. This guy, Paul Horner, he's 38 years old, and he did an interview with Washington Post and the New York Post. And of course, this is extremely timely.
Right.
Because here's what they're going to do. So this is an actual fake news site, folks. This guy, it's nbc.com.co. And again, we understand we're giving them the publicity, but we have to confront this because, after all, I guess I'm a fake reporter. But nonetheless, what they do is they try to.
It's a long time to be fake reporters. I mean, years of toil and sweat. You think you'd give up the jig if it were fake by now. But
they try to pretend they're real. So they basically try to mirror their site and appear to be NBC.
Right.
And they'll write fake headlines and write fake stories. And it's actual fake news. They admit it. They say, yes, we are totally fake. And then you can tell, you read the headlines. It doesn't take long to figure that out. You read the story. But as Paul Horner points out, most Americans are dumb enough that they actually believe it. So this is actual fake news. But what they're going to do is they're going to put Infowars, Drudge Report, Breitbart. They're going to lump all of these into this same list of fake news of people who are actually out there engaging in fake news to try to prove a point that Americans will read anything and believe it, against people like Infowars and Breitbart, who are reporting things that the mainstream news has ignored and that is deemed as conspiracy theory. So this is how it's going to work. Lump us in with the actual fake news. We are the real news, folks, and we will be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central, Infowars Nightly News. Thank you, Margaret. Owen Schroyer signing off.
Alex Jones here with a very important news update to anybody out there that wants to be prepared. But it goes beyond being prepared. Our bodies absolutely must have the good halogen iodine or we will die. And you look at all of the thyroid problems and all the people that don't have energy and that have all sorts of hormone problems. And from my research and a lot of just mainline research, it leads back to iodine over and over and over again. It's as important as vitamin C. If you don't get iodine, you die. But most people are just deficient, so they're low energy, they're sick. You got to have iodine in your body so that your body can produce the hormones you need. It is the base to so many things. And since I got into iodine 4 years ago, we've helped change the entire paradigm by developing and bringing to the public deep earth crystals from 7 to 12,000 feet of the purest iodine available. Other iodine comes from the ocean or from other byproducts of chemical facilities and is tainted. It's bound. It's not absorbable. I tried it. And I had incredible effects even with dirty iodine because the body needs it. When you don't have iodine, it absorbs the chlorine, the fluoride, and all these other bad halogens. It's such a game changer if you'll just research iodine for yourself. It's a fact that the federal government in the Midwest back in the 20s mandated a grungier form of iodine to the salt because people had low IQs, they had huge goiters, major problems directly connected to it. There are some studies that show a 15-point increase. Others show even higher. But it really is crazy to realize that this is something that is so deficient in our food chain, so deficient in our played out fields where different crops are being grown, but the federal government isn't educating people and telling them about it. That's why for a limited time, I want to encourage everyone to go to InfoWarsLife.com and get 20% off on the best nascent iodine out there from our research, truly pure Survival Shield X2. Again, that's Survival Shield Nascent Iodine X2. Thank you for joining us in this brief news update. Do yourself and your family a favor and check out the importance of iodine for yourself. I think you're going to be blown away. And whatever you do, support the broadcast and get a bottle of Survival Shield Nascent Iodine X2. Also consult your physician because if you've been deficient in it or have other issues, it can have some dramatic effects. As for me and most folks I talk to, it's been a game changer in the positive column, but still consult your physician because iodine is no joke. It's a key building block of the body. And if you haven't had it for a long time and suddenly have it, some folks say they've experienced things like a detoxing effect and things like that. You've got to have vitamin C. You've got to have iodine to live. You got to have water to live. Iodine is key. You must have it, but consult your physician first before you get powerful Survival Shield Nascent Iodine X2 at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll free. We can answer your questions. 888-253-3139.
Owen Schroyer here, joined by Margaret Howell. And today, one of the stories that we were covering on the Alex Jones Show and at Infowars.com was, of course, Quancast blacklisting Infowars as fake news. We have pop-ups with certain downloads you can bring on to your browser that will warn you when you go to Infowars.com and other sites that it is fake news. This was an app developed that will target us based on a list that comes from a liberal professor out of Massachusetts, or out of Merrimack College, actually, who I tried to reach out to her today, and she's tough to reach.
Melissa or Misha.
Mish is what it is. Zimdars, Professor Zimdars. I tried to reach out to her today, could not get through. She's hard to reach. Her tweets are protected. You can't see those. But she made this list, and now we're on it as fake news. So we're going to continue to follow that. I'm trying to reach out to that professor to see if she'll tell us what we do exactly that's fake.
Don't you think
or perhaps I'm fake. No, I'm actually
work really
here.
hard for fake news. Let me just tell you, we spend hours upon hours researching, quote, fake news.
Well, we'll see if they want to comment on why we're on a list of fake news, but unable to get a hold of Professor Zimdars, who made the list. But now it's being admitted. Now, this is a funny story out of BuzzFeed. Viral fake election news outperformed real news on Facebook in final months of U.S. elections. So basically what this is they're admitting that we are winning. Thank you for admitting that we are winning. The top performing fake election news stories, Infowars, on Facebook generated more engagement than top stories from major news outlets such as New York Times, Washington